Hi, the other day I found this in my cupboard at home, my old stills camera, which is prompting me to tell you a story. And this camera isn't even a video camera, it's a stills camera, my old Nikon D300. But with that camera, I took this photo, and this photo is key to a story as to how I got started into making videos for YouTube. But to tell that story, I need to go on the Victoria Line. And that story starts here by this roundel outside Walthamstow Central Tube Station at the top of the Victoria Line, which is where I first recorded Secrets of the Underground, starting with the Victoria Line for the Londonist channel.
The next station is Hampstead.
So I'm outside Hampstead Tube Station, which is where I took this photo, which I still have to this day. Now this is because during 2006 to 2009 I'd lived and worked in the USA. During that time I'd spent some of my time as a wedding photographer where I'd learned to take good photos. I got a good camera, I learned how to frame a shot and have an eye for what makes a good image. So when I came back here in 2010 and 2011, I spent a lot of my time going around the Tube network taking nice photos like this one. And then at the end of 2011, I got reading a London website called Londonist, and I noticed that they announced a competition, a photo competition called Sense in the City, where I took this photo, which I'd taken at Hampstead, where the judging panel was here at the London Transport Museum. And I know that because I've still got the email from the managing director of Londonist at the time that says, I do hope you can come to the event at the museum on the 20th of January. And my photo was displayed here up on the wall. It didn't win. I'd love to find the photo that did win, but more importantly is what it did do is that I met Lindsay, the managing director of Londonist, so I then had a contact and in at Londonist. Now at the beginning of 2013 I found myself watching more and more YouTube, and I remember thinking I wish there was more stuff about the Tube and about the Underground online. Why has no one made this? And then I thought, well then maybe I should be the person to make this content. And to make that content I thought it needs to be published and go on a platform about London, so hence I thought of Londonist, and Londonist had a YouTube channel with not that many videos, so I emailed Lindsay basically saying, employ me, give me a job, will you pay me if I make you a series of videos about the London Underground and put it on your channel? Except they said no. But not wanting to take no for an answer, I then went back to them a few weeks later and said, well, what if I just made the video anyway and gave it to you for free and see if it was popular or not? And so I went ahead and made the video anyway with my old Sony Z5 video camera. My friend Stephen and I came out, started by that roundel there, shot it all to the Victoria Line, took it home, edited it, uploaded it to Londonist, said there you go, put that on your YouTube, see what happens. I'm sorry to interrupt the story, it's just that I came home and I found, one, my box of DV tapes, and two, my original Sony Z5 video camera. And amongst the tapes, I've got Victoria Line, Circle Line, District Line, and the Northern Line. That was a lot quicker than I expected. It's a very young looking Jeff. I was like, wow. Okay, back to the story. So the Londonist offices are at, or rather were at, Old Street. I'm just going to go around the corner to Willow Street, to where they used to be located, because after a week I noticed that Secrets of the Victoria Line had got 50,000 views, and I didn't know if that was any good or not, but I got an email, might have been a call from Lindsay saying, can you come in for a meeting? That video's done rather well. So I came here, Willow House, near Old Street, Londonist. These were the offices. They're not here anymore, they've moved out, although it still says on the bell push up there that they're based here, but they're not. And I came here and I had a meeting with Lindsay and Matt from London. They were the editors then of Londonist, and they went, we think we've got a hit on our hands here with that video. Do you fancy doing another one? And I said yes. Fortuitously, during this time, my old friend James, that used to work at the BBC, he's a cameraman, got in touch and went, I'd like to help you make the next one. So we went out and made Secrets of the Northern Line. That too was a big instant hit, thousands and thousands of views. So Londonist at that point said, we want more, we want the whole series. And I made over the next 18 months the rest of the series, doing all the lines. And after that, I just carried on making videos for Londonist and pretty much became a Londonist employee. Forgot my bag.
The next station is Tottenham Court Road.
And at the end of 2014, Secrets of the Underground was doing so well that Londonist and myself brought out a DVD of it, which you can't get anymore. It's really hard to find. I saw one once on eBay for like hundreds of pounds, ridiculous. There is also, by the way, the Australian version on DVD only, like a rare cover version, hard to find. Anyway, around this time, we noticed that the Londonist subscriber count was doing quite well. So we kept on uploading Secrets of the Underground videos to the Londonist channel. Soon we got to 10,000 subscribers. Now at the time, I didn't realise that that was such a big deal, but these guys here, and that building is Google, invited us Londonists in to be like, hey, now you're at 10,000 subs, you get to use the YouTube space. The YouTube space used to be in here at Tottenham Court Road, not the current one where they moved to at King's Cross. And when that happened, we spent a day at Google. Oh, we also made the chocolate tube map video here. We hung out in Google in the space, and that made me think, well, how many people are on my YouTube channel? And I looked, and it turned out to be 3.5 approaching 4,000. And I'm thinking, hang on a second, that's just through sporadic uploads since 2009. By the way, go back, watch the iPhone video, the very first video I put on my channel back in 2009. But that made me think, well, if all we've done is upload regular videos to Londonist and got to 10,000, what if I tried with more regular uploads on my channel? Come back to Brixton. Brockwell Park, start in Brixton, miles end in Brixton for the wrap up. And so that's what I've been doing ever since I came back from visiting every station in the summer of 2017. I've been doing regular uploads to my channel, usually weekly. I've been watching those numbers go up, and it's terribly exciting and humbling to have passed the 250,000 mark recently in terms of subscribers. Thank you if you're one of those, and thank you if you're a viewer. And thank you to all the people I've met along the way and had fun with, been in my videos, I've done collaborations with. It's been a lot of fun, but in particular, a huge, special, big thank you to all those hard-working people that I've met that work on the railway and clearly love their jobs. And it's an honour and a pleasure to come along, especially if you allow me to stick my camera in your face to showcase what you do and tell your story on the railway. And that is how one photo can lead to a whole bunch of stories and videos on this YouTube channel. I do worry some days that YouTube won't be around forever. We'll see. Although while it is, I will continue to make videos and tell stories. And that is the key word, and is a perfect quote that I'll leave you with from the brilliant Canadian author and poet Margaret Atwood, who once simply said, in the end, we'll all become stories. Thank you for watching mine.